Welcome back to another video, guys. So, as y'all know, Breeze got injured, and so I'm going to be discussing what I think the Saints should do at QB and what's going to be next for them, if I can still think they make the playoffs and all that stuff. So, I'm just getting into it. So, Breeze got injured, and we had Bridgewater in for the rest of the Rams game. Bridgewater didn't look that good against the Rams. He didn't look terrible, but he did not look amazing. He really was holding on to the ball way too long, which was causing too many holding penalties and stuff, and can't have that. So I think he can be solid if he just learns to get the ball out quicker. I mean, he was holding on to the ball for like 6 seconds. You can't do that. We're having to hold and play every other play. Taysom's looked better than him in the preseason. I think all people who've watched the preseason have observed that. So now the question becomes, do you start Taysom over Bridgewater? Coach Payton said that he hasn't declared a starter for the game. And honestly, I think we should mix them in. I don't think we should really give either the starting job right away. Taysom gets a good amount of snaps when Brees is in. So basically what I'm saying is, instead of Brees, Taysom going in for Brees maybe once a drive, I'm saying maybe Taysom goes in for Bridgewater maybe 5 times the drive. I think he should at least, on every set of downs, be going in at least one time. I mean, I really want to just see, from a game standpoint, how they're going to do in a real game, because, preseason isn't real games and stuff. So, I think we should do that. And also, another option, I don't think they'll do this, but I'm totally fine if they do. Daniel Jones just got named the starter for the Giants. Eli Manning's the backup. We can get him for very cheap and start him. Now, I know most people don't like Eli. They think he's the problem with the Giants and everything, but honestly, I don't. No, it's the defense. They're giving up too many points. I mean, they gave up 35 in the first game, and no, they gave 17 in the first game. 17 isn't bad. 17 is not bad. No, they gave 35 in the first game, 17 in the second game. 17 is not bad. I think Eli's the one to blame for week 2. But in week 1, definitely, that was not his fault. But yeah, week 2, against the Bills, I think it was, he needs, who are a very good defense. They are a lockdown defense. Possibly, they're definitely top 5. So, I think that that's an option. I'm totally fine if we don't trade for Eli, but I also wouldn't be mad if we did. And I don't think we will, so I don't think it's anything if y'all don't like Eli. They all have to worry about. So, like I said, Taysom and Teddy, I think we should really just mix them in, and just how Taysom rotates in every play, besides giving him a more heavy workload, giving him more snaps. That way we can get a better grasp from, the coaches' stuff. They can see what they look like, and I think that can be really good. And if one just starts playing bad, just either don't give Teddy the many snaps, or don't give Taysom the many snaps, depending on who's doing bad, who's doing good. So the QB situation, just right, like what I said, give them around equal amount of snaps. Now for the next thing. Do I think the Saints can still make the playoffs? The Saints, they are 1-1 right now. Breeze is going to be out for 6 weeks, that's minimum. I'm not sure if they gave an exact time, but assuming it's 6 weeks, could be more. No way it's longer than 8, though. He could be back by week 8 or week 10, either one. Um, I think that Breeze is going to be able to guide this team to the playoffs if we get enough wins. Now that's the thing, we got to get enough wins. For 6 or 7 weeks, we got to be able to win. I would be totally fine with a 4-4 record when Breeze comes back. Totally fine with it. We're 500. Breeze can turn around. We can go 10-6 if Breeze comes back and we're 4-4. We definitely can. Shoot, we can go 11-5, maybe 12-4. We just need to get enough wins to where when Breeze comes back, we'll be fine. So we play the Seahawks, who are 2-0. I don't think their secondary is that great. I mean, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard a lot of bad things about their secondary from Seahawks fans. About how Shaquille Griffin, their starting quarterback, is very overrated, and they definitely have an amazing run defense, amazing linebackers, amazing D-line, but I don't think their secondary is that good. And so I think this game, I don't think it's a game where it's like, oh, that we don't have to worry about. We won't have to worry about our QBs. We can just run the ball and run the ball. No, I think we're gonna actually have to pass the ball a good bit to beat the Seahawks. Otherwise, we're just not gonna move the ball. Kamara didn't even have that good of a week versus the Rams. I think he had something like 50 yards on 12 carries. That's not good. That's an average of about barely over 4 yards per carry. I mean, he's got to do better than that. I mean, all the holding penalties did not help. But I think I like that Coach Payton hasn't declared a starter, and I think if we mix him in and can give the Seahawks some different looks and can really confuse them and make them not make us not be as predictable. Just they can't stack the box if we're throwing it all the time, and that's if we're completing passes. And even if when we have Taysom out there, they'll have to, even when they see him square to throw, they'll have to have some people staying home to account for him running because he can run real well. So, like I said, if we mix him in, I think could really benefit us and really help us to win. And I honestly, about making the playoffs and stuff, another note is the only team that has actually even impressed me a little, like a slight bit, is the Buccaneers. The Panthers, they look absolutely terrible when you shut down Christian McCaffrey. Now, I know that's because Cam Newton's hurt, but is he going to get better? I mean, if he gets better, the Panthers, I think, could be really good. And then, everyone who was saying the Falcons are such a scary team, I know they're 1-1 right now, but they should not have won that game. Aguilar should have had a touchdown at the very end of the game. So that's one. Two, they, I guess you could make the statement that, the Eagles had 3 turnovers or something, so they should have won the game. So, yeah, I guess that's the case, but, the fact that it was even close, and the Eagles had 3 turnovers, possibly more, I don't totally remember what it was, that is just straight up embarrassing. I was not impressed by the Falcons. Woohoo, they won. They beat a team whose 2 starting receivers got injured before they even got a step foot on the field. I was not impressed, to say the least. The Falcons look, in my opinion, like the worst team in the NFC South, even though they're tied for the best record. They look terrible. That's all I can say. Matt Ryan has thrown 5 picks or something like that, and they're only what do you call it? 2 games into the season. I mean, that's terrible. Julio Jones looks like the only saving grace on the team. They've looked terrible. They don't look like they're playoff contenders. That's all I gotta say. So I'm not worried about the Falcons. and I'm not worried about the Panthers if Cam isn't healthy. The only team, like I said, I'm actually a little bit worried about is the Buccaneers because they've looked. Jameis Winston has been better about not turning the ball over, and when he doesn't turn the ball over, they actually do pretty well. You know, so I think the Buccaneers are looking pretty good. Panthers are one-dimensional right now, so they're not good right now. If Cam gets healthy, then we're a whole different story. And then the Panthers have just looked absolutely terrible, and I mean horrific. And the Panthers, the Falcons have looked absolutely horrific. And then so I think we can easily win the division with a 10-6 record. May not easily, because like I said, the Buccaneers have looked well, and Cam might come back, and maybe even if the Falcons pick up their stuff. I mean, it's gonna be a tough division without Breeze. I think it wouldn't be that close if Breeze was here, but I think we definitely still stand a chance in winning this division. Definitely, no doubt in my mind. And then also something that just came in. This is not Saints related. I just wanted to give my opinion on it. AB had just been cut by the Patriots. I'll talk about this from what I think of AB and what this means for the Patriots. Okay, first of all, how AB had $30 million guaranteed. Most people don't even see that money in their entire lifetime, and you're telling me he somehow found a way to, after getting on the Steelers, or after getting away from the Steelers and getting on the Raiders, and after having that whole commotion with the Steelers, he somehow found a way to do something even worse with the Raiders. I am actually like, it seems like he's trying at this point. He is trying to just run every franchise into the ground. I mean, and then I know he was not doing anything crazy with the Patriots, but the reason they cut him was because sexual assault accusations. I am actually shocked. How do you drive your career into the ground like that? He had $30 million guaranteed, had a stable spot as the wide receiver one on the Raiders roster. The Raiders actually been looking pretty good, so they good chance they might have been able to make the playoffs with AB. And he just somehow absolutely does everything wrong. So he violates these, I forgot what it was. It was some chamber thing. And he wore like improper gear when he was doing that, and so he got frostbite. Second thing, he complains over a helmet and threatens to retire. A helmet, I'm telling you. How? Why? Just, it's a helmet. You're threatening to retire over a helmet? I mean, so he does all that. And then he punted a football and then said, "Fine me for that," and then called the Raiders GM a racial slur. I don't know what he is trying to accomplish. And then he gets to the Patriots. Like I said, he's being a good boy with the Patriots. Of course he is. But then he gets charged with sexual assault. And now he's been cut. He's been dropped by Nike. That AB should write a book on how to drive your career into the ground. I am actually like thinking, I mean, you asked for it. You actually asked for it. That is how you ask for a team to cut you, and that is how you ask for you to be driven out of this league. All there is to it. And then the Patriots, like I said, he hadn't done anything bad while he was on the Patriots. He, of course, was a goody two-shoes with the Patriots. So, with them cutting him, I honestly wouldn't have cut him until the allegations were proven true in a court. I mean, so I think that was actually, I don't think that was the right move for the Patriots to make. Do I think, that AB will get picked up again? Maybe, possibly. Maybe like a team that's just like terrible, like the Dolphins. But maybe not, because I think the Dolphins are trying to not win games. They're tanking. And AB might get them like actually like one win. So I don't think they want that. He could get picked up by a team that doesn't have the greatest wide receivers, like maybe like the Bills. Although I know John Brown's been doing pretty good, but I don't think anyone else has. So, yeah, I honestly, AB is just absolute clown. I think he's mentally ill. I honestly do. And like I said, for the Patriots, I would have waited until the allegations were proven true instead of just cutting him before any of it was proven in a court of law. So, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and peace.